What's going on, everyone? So, reports have already came out that LeBron James is expected to stick around for the Los Angeles Lakers, and I fully expect him. Again, he's not leaving. He's more likely not retiring a Laker. Worst case, what happens is he says, hey, I'm just going to sign with the Cavs just to retire a Cav type thing, right? Because that's my hometown team. But I think until he's ready to hang it up, he will be a Los Angeles Laker. And again, I'm fine with the Lakers keeping LeBron James, right? I know a lot of people hate LeBron and want him off the team. Like, LeBron's still good. He was incredible this season. He still was a top 10 player this year. I understand, he didn't really help close in the fourth quarters and stuff like that. And he wasn't great in the fourth quarters and even cost us a game and stuff like that. I'm not saying he's a perfect player, but it also doesn't help when him and Luka literally have to do everything, right? That same game in which he turned the ball over and took that ill-advised three was also the same game in which at halftime, the rest of the team only had 12 points. Luka and LeBron had like 40 of the 52 or whatever it was in that quarter, right? And then on top of that, had to carry the workload like the entire game. It's hard when you're playing one of the most physical teams all postseason. And on top of that, they're hyper athletic, so you have to keep up and maintain that. LeBron's got to anchor the defense, be the best defensive player on the basketball court, also give you 25 a night while making plays, while rebounding. It's a lot, and he's 40 in year 22. He's going to be 41 in year 23, right? I'm okay with keeping LeBron James. I think LeBron James and Luka, as a duo, are enough to win if you get the right pieces alongside LeBron and Luka. Now, look, luckily the things that you want alongside Luka, you also want alongside LeBron. Athleticism, defense, and shooting, right? The center position is probably where those two differ, right? Like a Miles Turner would be better for LeBron because he can spread the floor so LeBron can put his head down, get to the basket, and have that outlet, right? Where Luka, he likes the more lob threat, guy in the dunker spot, getting into the defense collapses, easy lob. If not, then he's just shooting over the top, right? Easy bucket. That's where Luka likes to operate, right? But outside of that, everything else is essentially the same, right? So Rob Pelinka is going to have to put the pieces together. He's going to have to use free agency. He's going to have to use, trades, right? Which the Lakers have plenty of assets, plenty of things. They have like $60 million in expiring contracts, which is incredibly valuable, as we've seen. They can also manipulate the cap with guys like Shake Milton, waiving him. He's got a non-guaranteed, right? Like Dorian Finney-Smith, right? Maybe you could sign him to a longer deal and have him take a couple million off the books. Cap is supposed to go up. I think it's like $14 million, right? That's great. That's fine. That's dandy. But if LeBron James is taking 50 plus million, it's going to still handcuff the Lakers. Right? LeBron James is going to have to take a discount this offseason if we're going to put together the team necessary to win. It's that simple. Right? If the Lakers are really going to put together a team good enough to win the championship next year and get all of the players that you need and the depth and the overall talent to take pressure off of LeBron, take pressure off of Luka, LeBron's going to have to take a significant discount. Right? I'm not saying he has to play for a vet minimum or anything like that, but would he play for 20, 25 million, right? Once we get the actual cap numbers and we know exactly, because projections and stuff like that are not the same of like, hey, it went up 14 million or it went up 20 million or whatever, right? Like it's projections that are done right now. We've seen projections where it was actually a couple million less, and even a million less is a big difference. I mean, million is the difference between the Lakers being the first apron or second apron team, right? Like that million could go a long way. Right? Especially when you're trying to revamp the entire roster. But beyond that, right? Once we get those numbers, then we'll have a better idea of what LeBron needs to take, right? Maybe he can take 30 million, or like this past offseason, like LeBron taking 15 million or 30 million made no difference, right? Like it literally didn't change anything. Right? LeBron taking a vet minimum or 30 million, like didn't change anything as far as like the cap space goes. They would have had like 6 million, I think, or something like that to spend. Right? So again, if the cap is correct, right, and we finally have that, then we'll know, okay, hey, if LeBron takes 20 million, we'd have, 15 million in cap space which could be a guy or two, plus our full mid-level exception, plus, I think we have a biannual this year, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like, and you have all these things, right? Stuff like that. Although I think if you use your biannual, I think you get hard cap. But point is, like, the Lakers will have the flexibility. And you have the assets and you have the pieces, right? You have, Austin Reeves has value. Teams will still want Austin Reeves, right? Rui Hachimura, I think, has some value, especially with the last 2 games in which he played. Gave you 23 a night. Again, teams aren't going to look at Rui and go, oh, he'll be our best player or anything like that. But as your, 4th, 5th, 6th guy, teams will value Rui Hachimura, right? So Lakers are going to need a facelift. Lakers are going to need, a full rebody of this team, of this car, right? You got the engine, you got the tires, you need a revamp, you need to rebuild this body, right? And you need to get the role guys necessary in order to do that. And you're going to need LeBron to take a discount. I'm fine with LeBron sticking around. There's not like that free agent star that you're like, oh, that's the guy, man. If LeBron retires, then, we could go get him. Like, no, right? Like, there's just not that guy available, right? Like, if that guy does become available, it's probably via trade, right? Like, if Giannis is like, I want to be a Laker, right? Which, again, I don't think, but let's say, right? Then yeah, I think that, okay, now you're talking, now that makes, okay, yeah, like, now let's go make that move, right? So, again, it all depends on how this offseason shakes up. A lot of circumstances, a lot of variables that are going to be in play. But the reports that LeBron James is coming back, I fully expect. I talked about it before. I would be genuinely surprised if LeBron James doesn't come back this year, right? The moment we traded for Luka, I was like, he's playing at least another year, if not 2. I think he's probably playing 2 more years. I think he will see year to year how he's feeling, how healthy he is, so on and so forth, right? So I do think it'll kind of be a year to year thing going forward. But I do think what he'll do is he'll opt out. He'll sign a new 1+1, on whatever, 2 years, $50 million or something like that, right? And then he'll play for $25 million or whatever, get the Lakers what they need. Rob Pelinka's got to do his job, hold up his end. If he does, then I think the Lakers will be in great shape. And then I think, now we're looking at, okay, hey, no, we're a real contender now. Right now, the Lakers, obviously you got to get a center. That's priority numero uno, but you need to get better depth. You need to get some real athleticism. Like, there's a lot of things that this Lakers team needs. A lot of things. So we'll see how it all plays out. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Do you like LeBron James sticking around? Do you think, like, yes, that's fine, but he needs to take a discount? Do you think, no, he shouldn't take a discount? Or do you want him to leave? Do you want him to depart? However you feel, either way, I would love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.